Cars and Randy Cree go together like a foot to the gas pedal.
There's 80 miles an hour.
His love affair with cars started early on, and for Randy, once he got a ride in a '59 Corvette, he was hooked for life.
I would say I was probably 10 or 11 when my cousin in Indiana was a little bit older than I am, took me for a ride in his '59 Corvette. And that kind of got the bug started right there.
That passion for classic cars has given him plenty of memorable rides, but it was one snowy morning back in 2005 that led him down a lucky road into something he never expected.
Got up and it had about 8 inches of fresh snow, and Linda decided it was cold enough to turn the oven on and start baking. And she ran out of flour or sugar or something and says, "Hey, go to the store, get me some flour." So I says, okay, it's a challenge. I'm getting in the Suburban, I'm putting it in 4-wheel drive, and I'm going to the store. I'm driving down the road a half mile from the house, and I see footprints out to the mailbox, and there's a hand-painted barn sale sign. And I thought, oh, that's cool, I'll check it out on the way back.
Randy did make it back to the barn sale, and it's a good thing that he did, because what he came upon was a hidden gem and the find of a lifetime.
In my looking around, I discovered in the back this car sitting there, and it wasn't really a show car. It was just kind of sitting there with dust and dirt and bird poop and cat tracks all over it. And I says, "Hey, is that for sale?" And he goes, yeah, it is. I'm selling everything. I'm going to Arizona." And I'm going, this is kind of good. Does it run?
The car that was filled with dust and dirt just happened to be a 1969 Camaro that had been used for drag racing up until 1987 when it was put into the barn with only 50,000 original miles on it.
Buying something in a barn that's been sitting for 27 years is a little nerve-wracking. And I looked and looked, and I really couldn't find a whole lot of big issues with the car. And he told me the good, bad, and ugly about it, and I didn't see anything so terrible that, it wasn't worth the money. We consummated a deal, shook hands, actually didn't even give him any money. Went home a little later than what I probably should have, because Linda was still waiting for her flour.
The only problem besides being late with the flour is that Randy didn't exactly say anything about his barn find to his wife, and it wasn't until a few weeks later that the word was out when it was time to pick it up.
Basically, I forgot about it for probably about 6 weeks, and all of a sudden I came home one day and there was a phone call on the recorder, which Linda had answered before I did, and says, "Hey, this is Pat. You want to come down and get your car and bring me some money?" And of course, she wanted to know what I had done for buying something without checking. But all was good. She gave me a ride down there.
Since then, Randy has worked on the car on and off in his spare time, adding mods, creature comforts, and even customized RR emblems to the car, which of course stands for Rand's Ride. And in the end, a simple trip to the store brought home a lot more than a bag of flour, and at the same time gave this once retired car a second life.
I've enjoyed it. It's been a fun ride, and like I say, living the dream when you find it in the barn and you can turn it into this.